What they call quote unquote black culture is nothing more than low vibrational programming. Simple as that. If you look at all of the elements of quote unquote black culture in America, it is all the lowest hanging fruit. It is the most degenerate, the most disgusting, the most perverted ideas that you could think of. And if you want an example, like just a very clear visual example, I wouldn't recommend doing it outside of strictly research purposes. Go and watch the BET Awards in the last 5 to 10 years. And I want you to see the progression of debauchery on the BET Awards. Now, if you don't know what BET stands for, good for you, because you probably haven't been exposed to this foolishness. But BET stands for Black Entertainment Television. It stopped being entertaining and it stopped being actually black a long time ago. Viacom bought the company, and that's a white-owned company. They bought it from, I believe, Bob Johnson is his name, multi-billionaire black man. He sold the company off to Viacom. Now, again, I don't give a damn about the race thing, but I'm making a point here to say that the black entertainment television has become a caricature. It's become, people like to call me an Uncle Tom or Coon or Sambo, not understanding that the true Uncle Tom or the true sellout, the true black sellout is the one who sells his community out, which means he is destroying his community. The only people doing that are the dope dealers, the jackers, the executioners, the 304s, the cheek clappers. You understand me? These individuals are the degenerates in our society, in our quote unquote communities. And when they push this culture, these are the people that they put at a pedestal. These are the people that they elevate. If you look at even politics, look at left wing politics. Kamala Harris bought up Meg the Stallion, Cardi B, Beyonce, right? Some people say, well, Beyonce is a little classier. I'm sorry. Since Beyonce stretched over 40, for some reason, she has lost more clothes. It's like the older she got, the less that she dresses. I don't know what it is about that. Am I alone in that? Am I the only one who thought to myself, man, when she was like in her 20s, she was doing Destiny's Child. Yeah, maybe she was a little more shy or whatever. But I'm like, there was wholesomeness there. There was a decency. And then all of a sudden, we got almost booty butt naked Beyonce. What's going on? You're a mother of two now. What's going on? Maybe three. I don't even know. I don't keep up with it like that. But what I do know is that we're selling the degeneracy. We're selling the debauchery. Worse enough, Meg was up there actually twerking it. She was throwing it back on stage. We had Gorilla. Look, she seems real kind, like a good-hearted individual. But come on. The lowest vibrational, the most degenerate, the most vile. Then you go over to our men, and what are we doing over here? Bang, bang, shoot him up, huh? Gang, gang, gang. Smoking on Tuka. That's what we're doing? Taking each other out. Eliminating the person who looks like your own cousin, your own brother. That's what we have been sold as our culture. Are you serious? This is why I gave up on the quote unquote black community. I already had my black card revoked. You understand me? Like, it was already being pulled. My black card, they pull your card, right? They pull your coat. They were pulling my card at first. And it got yanked away on November 5th when I made a decision that was contrary to what I was supposed to do. I got off the Democratic plantation and I made a decision for myself, like millions of other free-thinking individuals. And I got my black card revoked, completely removed. And you know what? I, for the first time, felt absolutely free because I was no longer obligated to anybody or anything besides the truth. I am beholden to the truth and nothing else. And that there is the greatest freedom that anybody could ever ask for, is when you know that you can say what needs to be said, and no matter who feels a type of way about it, you will still say it. I feel bad for those who still feel like they have to hide their opinions and duck off into a corner. I really do. I feel empathy for you and I understand where you're coming from. And I will continue to be a voice for those who are afraid to speak out. But I will also continue to encourage you to say we all need to speak out, because so long as we don't, we allow this foolishness, this madness to represent us and to continue to perpetuate. Our kids are going to continue to consume the sexy reds, no Diddy, until we stop worshiping first and foremost, but we also have to speak out. And thank you to the brothers and sisters out there who are speaking out against this stuff. I really appreciate y'all because I know you're out there. But we need to speak with megaphones. They have been yelling and screeching these messages. They've been putting billions of dollars, advertising dollars into getting this messaging across to us. And so we have to counter it with telling the truth. We have to, because this ain't for us. When they talk about they not like us, that goes so many different ways. We want to take black because they're not like us. They're not black like us. Skin folk don't make you kinfolk. If you don't have the same value system as I have, you're not my people. If you believe in the mutilation of children, you believe in deleting your children at mass, you're not my people. You're not my people. I'm telling you that straight up right now. You're not my people. You might look just like me, but if you don't believe in, family values, you don't believe in not slanging your thing all over the streets, you don't believe in keeping them legs closed, you're not my people. You're somebody who is living in an alternative lifestyle, and I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but I'm going to speak truth to power. I'm not going to stop you from cutting off your joint, but I'm going to stop you from doing it to my kids and everybody else's kids. It's gotten out of control. Our people they stand for nothing, so they fall for anything. They stand for nothing, so they fall for anything. They have no foundation. They do not have a grassroots, grounded approach to life. They are so disconnected from real life that they believe that what they're being sold is real, and so they perpetuate it. I've heard of teachers talking about they having little kids coming in class twerking into God knows whatever is out nowadays. Little boys bang, bang, shoot them up. You 10, 9 years old? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You barely got off of the Similac. You barely got off of breast milk, and you talking about what? And we've allowed this to perpetuate. We've accepted this as our culture. I gave up on the culture a while ago. I gave up on this culture because there is no community besides the ones who have the same value system, and color never had nothing to do with it, or sexual orientation, gender never had anything to do with it. It never had. It was always about right or wrong. It's always about dark versus light, good versus evil. It's always been that. It's always been deeper than skin. And yet we cling on to the identity thing, the identity politics, as they call it, right? We cling on to that with so much force and so much vigor that we can't actually allow any other message in. And so if somebody don't look like you, you can't even receive a message. You can't even be educated. You can't even get put on game by that individual. Somebody could change your life with the information that they have, and you're so fixated in your racism. And mind you, yes, black people can be racist and oftentimes become the most racist because they're enabled into getting away with it. Oh, racism is a system. It's a system of inequity and justice, and because minority classes cannot be racist, okay, then what about the Jews? Why do they become racist even though they're minority? Well, they're white people, and no, they're not. They're their own ethnocentric group. But you just want to use what you want to use when it's convenient for you. And I'm not buying into it. And I'm not going to be bullied into buying into it. I won't be persuaded into foolishness. And when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. When I was vegan for 4 years and I realized this thing right here, this way of living is actually detrimental to me, and I was wasting away, I said, you know what? I'm wrong. And all this stuff that I've been preaching to everybody, I've been wrong. There are multiple times when I have ideas that I perpetuate, and I say, you know what? I was wrong on that. Any left-wing propaganda I ever pushed any time in my life, I renounce it completely. I was wrong. But we have so much pride that even when something is destroying, even when something is the very reason of our suffering, we will continue to perpetuate it. And we wonder why we continue to get the very same results from this toxic waste cesspool of a culture that we have created and that we've perpetuated and that we blame everybody else for. We blame it on the system. We blame it on the man. We blame it on, the woman. And now it's, it used to just be the man. Now it's the woman. We blame it on everything and everybody besides ourselves. Personal accountability, and to own that. And sometimes you're going to be an outcast. You're going to stand by yourself. There are multis and multis of millions of people who do feel alone because in their surrounding, they're not the echoed sentiment. They're not the mainstream opinion. Like we've seen that the masses are, the silent majority, the masses are thinking the same thing, that this is ridiculous. But they're not the ones who are speaking out, unfortunately. And so the culture then follows whoever's the loudest, whoever has the megaphone. And it's time for us to take that megaphone back. And I'm so thankful to see MSNBC and CNN and the rest of these, these rest of these misinformation propaganda machines. I'm so thankful to see them crumbling. I'm so thankful to see them losing all of their viewership because they've been lying. They've been spewing hatred and discord amongst the people. They have literally been poisoning the minds of people for God knows how long. And finally, they're being held accountable by the bottom line, which is a dollar sign. Nobody wants your BS anymore. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody's having it. Nobody cares. Simple as that. We're over it. We're denouncing this toxic culture, and we're creating communities based upon those who have resonating and aligned belief systems, value systems, period.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a hardening heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a